I still have my title. Yeah, because I log in and that's all you have to do in order to keep a title. Balanced. Oh, like I typically do, wait a minute before I fucking talk about Oni stuff. It will give me time to think. Use all 2 of my brain cells to recollect. And she goes like, what is it, dog? And I'm like, I ain't got no room. I have 15 full energy reses, 72 energy restorative 10s, and over 1,000 OC. That's free. It's clear to me, and clearly evident, that I have this intention of making a weapon. A weapon I do not want to make, but will make. Maybe I'll just make Frozen Shadow twins like everybody else. Gonna collapse and blade. Compa. Happy. Don't creepy happy. You know what? I might actually do that. That would be kind of cool. But it's like, yeah. Yeah, we both actually need to play the game. Goodness. Okay. Alright, so it's 1 minute and 45 seconds into this long overdue guide that somebody asked me to make. They specifically asked for a wand and Odachi build, or as I've titled it in this video, wand and big sword build. Right. So where to go about this? So with my last video, I can basically, without looking at it, tell you know what to tell y'all. Sorry, stroke. Onigiri. Too many hours. Anywho, so if anybody who's still playing this game in 2022 and is actually new to the game, I'm going to open this up with saying it like I think I pretty much said in my last video. Do not spend too much money into this game. Just have fun with it for what it is. This is not a game where being seriously competitive means anything. Have fun with it. Have fun with your friends. Don't try to be the top dog, or you will find no enjoyment in this game. That's just being honest with you. There's no such thing as a #1 player anymore, only because of the fact that with vanguards around like Honda, Medea Keiji, the newest vanguard to come out that I don't remember his name, neither will I try to learn his name, but he is a cool looking motherfucker. But other than that, we will call him Dude because he calls us Dude, so we shall call him Dude. Dude has a lot of neat tricks to him. Anyways, with things like also Makami and other various things to initiate power creep in order to get a quick buck from, Cyberstep, getting a quick buck. Woohoo. They made it to where it's extremely hard for anybody to be #1 for too long. It just kind of rotates and you kind of hit a ceiling after a while. So it doesn't matter. If you're paid to win, in my opinion, you're wasting your money on the wrong game. Okay, that's just it. Okay, that's the precursor. That's the disclaimers. Anyways, so you want to make an Odachi wand build. So first, let's get the title out of the way. You want this title right here, Shotoku Taishi, simply because it gives you 50% wand affinity, 50% Odachi affinity, 30 holy element, 6 mind, and some staff affinity. If you're going to be hybrid, right, you're going to dual wield Odachi and wand, it is also better for you to also have staff as a backup of your backup. Your Odachi and your wand is going to be your DPS, and your staff will be your support for yourself. And this is especially good in Oni modes that don't allow you to bring in vanguards, fucking any other amalgamations of those things, vanguards, fucking assist characters, mounts, things of that nature. And it's also pretty good that if you also get stuck in those same Oni dungeons with your friends, that you can also aid them with things like Invigorate, which recovers the SP bar right here. I'm going to skip the basics because this is a hybrid guide, so therefore Since it's an Odachi slash wand guide, you can just reference my wand video and my Odachi video for the basics of both these classes, and then mesh them together for this one video. So skipping the, basics, like I said, being redundant as hell. Being wand and Odachi, I completely understand the appeal of it. Wand, you can use it for ranged if you're not too comfortable about wanting to run up to a boss, and Odachi for when you're like, well, I feel like I'm going to need some big attacks. I would recommend this hybrid combination for players who were not around for universal skills like Icicle Punishment, like this skill right here, or universal skills that are just really well, like Lance or Embers, things that will keep you a good distance away from the enemy while also dealing great damage. I mean, Embers and Lance aren't good examples of that because you have to get up close to make the most out of those. But y'all basically know what I mean at this point. You are also covering for Odachi's deficit in rain. Wand does have decent rain. Not good. I want to say that's not good, but it's there. If you're really looking for rain, I'd recommend using like bow. Bow would be cool. Bow and Twin have like some of the best class-specific rain skills, with I believe Bow having the best variant with Aqua Needle. One moment. Anyways, so if Shotoku Taishi isn't available, because I know people are grubby for titles like that, then there are plenty of other titles where, like, such titles like Date Masamune, which increases Odachi Infinity, and wand-specific titles that you can look for in Amaterasu in order to make things go by swiftly for you, and whatever you want to strengthen while letting it be weakened at the same time. So say, like, if you feel like you're performing better right now with Odachi, you can switch to Date Masamune, or even another Odachi title that just strictly focuses on Odachi. If you feel like Wand's doing you better, you can go and find a Wand title, but I will let you already know that Shotoku Taishi is the best Wand title that you can get, so don't be surprised if you can't find a Wand title that doesn't even come close to Shotoku Taishi. Now, for builds, if you are a player that does not have event mags, it will be impossible to use Odachi and Wand at the same time efficiently within the same weapon lineup. So if you know that your Wand skills are better for the boss that you're going to fight, switch to a Wand build. What are Wand builds? Again, reference my Wand video or even Oro's Wand video. Simple enough. And Odachi builds, same sentence that could be said that I just said for the Wand video. Now, this may seem like it's super condensed. It's because Onigiri, in it itself, does not require a lot of core explanation on how to work. It is simply a game where you can make any build you want. And I guess I'll also disclaimer this. If you are a new player and you are picking up like this hybrid build, and I guess what do I mean by new player? A player that's like, that hasn't been around for an event mag event yet. And event mags are going to be largely opening you up to the hybrid world. And what really will classify you as an Odachi Wand hybrid is those are the two main weapon classes that you focus on. You don't focus on any other weapon. You don't build any other weapon. You just focus on those two. Because event mags are going to be blanket universal skill force that goes into everything. And so if you really want to identify yourself as a Wand slash Odachi player and just that, you're going to have to prove it by making Odachi and Wand mags slash weapons. And also picking up, I guess, the relevant title. And if that's what you really want, then go for it. Out of a lot of players that I know, I'm not going to tell you to do things always the most efficient way. I'm going to tell you to always do things that make it fun for you. Because ultimately you play a video game like Onigiri, which is an MMORPG that's hack and slash being its niche. Its subcategory, if you will. just gonna let you have fun with it because I mean the game is 5 years old, 6 years old. It's not the best MMO choice now anymore with things like Genshin being there, which isn't an MMO, but is free and is a lot more generous with their microtransactions. It may sound like I'm dogging Oni. I'm not. It has a special place in my heart. I mean, I have like what over 9,000 hours in the game, so it is what it is. Huh? No, no, I don't think I have 10,000 yet. I'm close. Like according to one of our friends' PS5s, I think I had like 9,834 hours, something like that. But I digress. Like it is a game. It is a solid game. But because I played it for so long, I know its issues. So please don't go making this build acting like it lets you have some sort of superiority over other people who are just, like I was joking around in the beginning of the video, they just make Frozen Shadow twins and think they're so good because they're collapsing blading Blitz Tiamat from behind 8 times and doing so much damage. This game does not have the skill curve like it used to. Neither does it require the amount of skill level like it used to. Because the bigger damage numbers that you do to the boss's health remain the same. And if our damage levels just keep rising and their health meter stays around 2 billion and you hit 9, well, basically 10 mil every strike and you hit 7 times, that 2 billion health bar is a joke. So this sounds a lot more like a critiquing video, so it's because I'm stammering off into the guidance, because like a hybrid video is basically just like take Odachi, take one, mesh it together, and make it work. Because I would recommend Ornaments, but if you know the basics of Odachi, if you know the basics of Wand, then you already know the basics of ornamentation as well. And if you don't, again, there are videos out here in the Onigiri community that will allow you to learn this stuff piece by piece, step by step, and they go into ornamentations more in depth than me having to already beat that dead horse over again with another bat, explaining it in a video that doesn't really need it. So, at the end of the day, covering it, you want Shotoku Taishi as your title. You want it. I'm going to show it again, that way you don't have to skip back in this stream/video. Right here, Shotoku Taishi. You want that, obviously, for what it gives you in succession. The staff wand and Odachi Affinity being at plus 50%. Mine plus 6 really helps you for your staff. And Holy Element is just there, because if you are wearing wand mags, your negative will be holy. And that will really help you get rid of that deficit. And that pretty much covers it. Remember, Odachi's deficits are usually, you know, we get access to wind and fire, so just think of like the opposite elements for that. And always when you're running hybrids, understanding that you will be an expert in all, a master of none. Unless like you're really going to super dedicate yourself to the game and going to build the best weapons for each class that you're in. But I will warn you, this is a warning. I don't know how much long Onigiri has left. That's why I was kind of like 2 months late with this video. I'm sorry. So shut up. Oh, I am genuinely sorry, because I said I was going to make it. Now I'm like 2 months late because life happens. So with how it is, have fun with the game. Don't try to take it too seriously. Treat it like a casual game. Treat it like a chill game. Like I said before, it's a very solid game, but its core issues, its problems won't ever go away. That being said, I don't want that to mean to dissuade you from playing said game, because every game has its problems. But this will help you to understand the type of game that Onigiri is, and how, unfortunately, how it's declined as well from its inception. And if you're really curious about stat pools, build it something similar to how I have it right here. I mean, I'm level 132, so you know, you're gonna have like less stat points as you grow. You're probably going to want to build whatever class you really want to start out first, because if you are like using this on a new character, you probably want to go for something like Mind first or Wisdom. If you want to start out with using Wand, if you want to start out with using Odachi, I recommend building up Dexterity and Power. Completely live Vitality alone, you're not going to need it. So you can really focus on Wisdom, Dex, and Power first, because that'll be your DPS stuff, and Mind will be your support. Make sure your base number plus your modifier number, so 21 being my modifying number, 56 being my base number, make sure those always round out to 75 or above. Like 76 would be the sweet number, in my opinion. Well, sweet number would be 75. Paranoia number is 76. This will ensure that you're able to use your rank 5 spells or above for staff. Well, just rank 5 skills in general, I believe. And then Wisdom, make sure you can max that out, because that's where you're going to get your most damage with your wand. Power and Dex, make sure you can max those out. And you should be able to do this because you won't be putting a shit ton of points into Vitality. And your status points will be able to measure out to where maybe you won't get 100 in power. That's fine. Then just don't worry about it. Just try to use ornamentations to make up for the deficit, or accessories to make up for the deficit later on, which you'll get even if this is an alt character that you plan on using for this type of build. You'll be absolutely fine. There will be nothing to worry about. That being said, I don't think there's anything really else to cover for a hybrid video. Not a lot of content. I mean, it's just, like I said before, mesh two classes together, and you got what you got. If you're curious about what weapons to make, you know, again, it's your standard. Build your gargoyles, or first build your Satan weapons to go into your gargoyle weapons to evolve into your dragon arc weapons, your dragon arc weapons to go into your night sky to go pick on Kaguya. And then, you know, you build your fuse based off of bullying Kaguya and praying to God to drop seal. But if you've already done an event prior where you can get 20 lunar spirit seals, then you can skip Kaguya. I pray to God that you did that, because if not, you're gonna have to deal with Kaguya, and that's a pain in the ass. Yeah, and Vincicog. But hopefully you were smart enough to pick up 20 lunar spirit seals. And if you just joined the game, then obviously you joined the wrong time, my friend. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to tell you to not play the game. I'm just going to tell you, don't put money into it. We have dedicated whales who spend thousands upon thousands of dollars just to keep the server open. So we don't need to dedicate any more money to this game. They'll do it themselves, or the game will die. And then you won't have to feel bad about only getting a year's worth of investment from a game that irrevocably will die one day. That being said, have fun in this game. Have a good day. If you get pissed off at this game, just log out of it, then come back later, because this game will piss you off or frustrate you at some time, at some point, in some way. Yeah, very good.